Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing tonight? Or I don't even know how many's in here. Oh, we got two. I hope one of those ain't me. Welcome to Fingers. It was a short notice because I was trying to get everything done and get down here. Wife's out of town tonight, so I'm by myself. And my son dropped off. He's going to the Indianapolis 500 this weekend, and he dropped his two dogs off last night. Well, one of them doesn't even like me, so it was fun trying to put him in his kennel this morning, and he keeps running from me every time I walk around here. I'm trying to get him outside. I got him outside, then I couldn't get him inside, and so I got 6 dogs in my house and 1 cat. Not how I had planned this evening. Well, welcome, Journal. Easy E, how we doing, Ernie? Colt? Yeah, like I said, a short notice. Just trying to get everything. Fox and Walls, welcome. Just trying to get everything kind of in category here. And what'd y'all think of last live? That was pretty good, wasn't it? Has anybody started building any cars since then? Or at least thinking about it? You doing, huh? Yeah, I'm dog sitting. One of them used to be our dog, and then we gave it to our son because she was attacking our smallest dog, and my wife won't have that. Well, we don't have animals like that. I don't mind if they attack strangers, but when they're attacking their own, well, she was attacking other animals, and then so we gave her up to him because he loved her. So anyway, he had her, and then he picked up a stray somewhere, and its name's Onyx. But yeah, it doesn't like me. It really didn't like me this morning. I was kind of mean. Couldn't get him in his kennel. I had to get to work. And so I grabbed the leash and I just swung it through the handle, and I went over there and I had to basically lasso it. And I had to pull him back up the stairs. He jumped over a wall I have down here, so the dogs can't always get in this room. And I was like, holy cow, he cleared it. So I was like, damn it. John Tucci, welcome. Who says tax is easy? Territorial? Not really. It runs. I mean, it'll leap over a freaking couch when coming anywhere near him. So, yeah, it's not a good night for me. And my daughter's not here either, so that doesn't help. So they're upstairs right now, probably waiting for their dinner. They'll get it after I'm done. Let's not make it a 4-hour, huh? We'll see where it goes. But I won't lie. Since the last live, I've kind of been having a little Christmas around here, so I might share that here a little bit tonight. Just show some goodies. I've been having Tad, welcome. I've been having problems with my cameras not wanting to function properly. I made one Monday night. I think the Finger's seen it, and it said 7 people viewed it, but my syncing was way off. Even though in the video I played it back before I exported it out. And after I exported it, everything was off. Everything a text or basically anything extra I added into the video, in the editing software. And when it played, everything was off. So if you did see it, I'm sorry. I deleted it immediately after I watched. I always watch it right after I get it downloaded to make sure it's going good, because I've noticed that some of my lives like to skip. So I kind of went, anyway. It cuts out a lot of the talk. So anyway, I think I'm just saying anyway. So I'm looking into new software for that. There's a pretty good one out there I was looking at. It'll even, like in my videos, if I do I don't know if it'll do it in a live, but if I do it in a regular video, I say anyways or but, or it will automatically take it out and re-reference the sentence so it makes sense. So I sound like I'm a little more educated on what I'm trying to say. We all could use a little of that, right? How you doing, Pat? Welcome. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it tonight, so because I've been really busy this week and things have been going on, and I was like, oh crap. And Chris reached out to me, and he's like, are you going to be on tonight? And then the Finger's right after him. I was like, yeah, I plan to. I said to be determined, but by the time it was right before I found out I was actually being released. I didn't have anything more to do the night, so I rushed home and tried to get some chores done, and then I got down here real quick and fired her up and got all set up so I could be here on time. So I'm a little out of breath trying to catch up. Yeah, we got a few in here. We got 11 already. Wow. Um, yeah, I was going to share a few things. I am working on stickers, but I didn't buy mine. I've been producing on my own printer, and I think I've talked about this before. I'm going to send those out, but I think I'm going to go with some professional ones here in the future. But my Slot Car Wildman slogan, like my picture with the Slot Car Wildman, it will not fit any of the stickers I've tried to look at. It won't let me edit it down so I can get the whole Slot Car Wildman into the stickers. So that's why they haven't been out. I was not going to send out the other ones, but that I had made. But I've got quite a few here. I mean, I got to get them sent out someday. Probably tomorrow. I'll send those out. Anybody else who's wanting one, definitely send an email or hit me up in Messenger if you have me as a friend. If you don't have me as a friend, go ahead and hit me up as a friend, and I'm sure I'll surely find you at one point or another. Why can't we be friends? So what do we got here? We got 13 now. Anybody new in here, of course, we last 2 weeks ago, I've been going to 2 weeks during the summer. We talked a lot about building your own cars and kind of referencing it. It wasn't really about building the car. It was about getting your minds to open up to, the idea of creating your own cars and own liveries and stuff, so you can have the cars you want to have. As I've said before, I'm into the street cars for the most part. I don't mind a couple of race car looking things from the back in time a little bit, but and for that matter, for what cars I do have. But you also want to have some of those cars that just you're just like, wow, I'd love to have one of those. Well, you can't have it in real life because they still want $40,000 for just a rusty out piece of crap to buy for driving it and put it in your freaking garage and try and put it back together. And I don't got time for that either. So, yeah, this is a simple way to do it and get the cars. Collect all those cars you want, man. So that's what we kind of brought up last time. And George was a surprise guest, so that was great. I found out it right before the live, and I was glad he showed up and he gave us a little bit on his yeah, I could never say it. Was it 3DH? Somebody remember this? I'll bet Journal probably remembers. Speaking of Journal, I did get your stickers, Journal. I actually got one up here on the wall. I was meaning to go to my phone camera tonight so I could do a little more showing of things because who wants to look at my ugly face all night? But I got your sticker up here. Actually, 2 of your stickers up here. The other one's in my video, which has not made it to be posted yet. And I didn't bring it in this room tonight. But I did receive these from Slot Car Journal. Was not expecting them. We'll start with these because I can hold these right at the moment. I got 3 little characters. He kind of looks like a little half Wolfman kind of Frankenstein thing. This guy looks like he's a little afraid of something. Maybe it's just because he's afraid that guy's going to touch him. Unwanted touching. No touchy. Oh. And then she looks like somewhat of a superhero. Was what I was looking at. But at the same time, in my theme, I'll create some chaos for her. But she also, if you look at it right, I'll bring it back up here. She looks like she could be a skier or ice skater on the ice rink. Because as most people know, I'm very Christmas themed on things. I absolutely love the whole idea of Christmas, and so I seem to be the only one doing it. So at Christmas time, I love it when people add some Christmas scenery to their tracks and they show them off. I think it's awesome. I should probably run a contest and say who won or something and come up with a prize. Who's got the best Christmas decorations on their track at Christmas time? It won't be me because I still like close stuff on my track. I got a lot of time to put in that thing. But everything I do is Christmas themed. Everybody knows that, and I'm trying to add some new elements to it, so it's not all just the positive side of Christmas. I mean, there's some negatives. People get depressed, things like that. We'll see where that goes. But I'm not here to talk about that tonight. But my main one from Slot Car Journal is, yes, guys, I want you to meet my newest character. I named him Freddy. Anybody who knows, he's not Freddie Mercury because he doesn't sing, even though he looks like he's holding a mic. He's actually holding a slot car controller, and he's going to help me drive some of these cars when I'm doing one of the videos. And yeah, I think he's pretty cool. But he's kind of ornery sometimes, so you might see some mayhem from him as well. I'm a little worried because of some of the things he's already done around here. And you'll see that in my next video too. So I've been trying to straighten him out. I'm not sure what you're trying to get across there, Mark, but yeah, he's kind of ornery. Let's see. Yeah, you can't talk about all the things I got, right? Oh, I just had it pop up on Facebook. Tara King commented on somebody's John Vadapierre's photo album. Got quite a few. You guys all remember my scale? I'm gonna go ahead and go through all these. You guys remember my scale electric? I got this from Cincy Slots, and I was looking for the red version of it, and then I've actually since then found out that there's a blue version and a blue police version, a white police version, and then they've got several of the reds. I've got number 61, which came from Fox and Walls. I'll bring that one up here. I have not had time to put them all on the track. This has been on the track, but so I got this one, number 61. I guess they got several other numbers of that, but I'm not going to try to collect all that. I just don't see the reason, but they got a solid red one. I would like to have the solid blue one and maybe one of the police cars. Because the XW Falcon, it looks pretty cool. It's a 4-door car. It just looks mean, guys. Look at that. It's just mean. So now I've got 2 of those to play with, and at least they got partners, right? So I've got 2. We got a team right there. Another thing I picked up myself was I picked up this thing. Another Sirocco. Everybody knows I have that blue and silver one, and this is a BRM. I think you may have seen this on Shane Hughes' channel. I liked it. I like the fact it's got a rubber wing. I wish more slot cars would go to this. It'd be awesome. And I'm still getting stuff on Messenger. Who's talking to me? Hey, let's find out. Oh, let me see here. Oh, that was what's that to it? I don't know if he's watching my live or not. I wasn't paying attention. Did he come in here yet? They just sent me a picture of crazy face flicking me off with 2 fingers. So right back at you. But yeah, I really like the BRMs. I always tell you I don't like the Revo slots. But these BRMs, they're great out of the box. Now this one runs great. Runs just like the blue one. But I decided that in my quest to do this thing with Rob Sale on the whole Chevy Ford crap, I thought I'd I've got the 3 cars I got to race yet. I still haven't done any of those yet. So that's coming up soon. And he's always talking about his GT40s on there. And I won't lie. In real life, those are beautiful cars. He's got a lot of good cars over there. They're beautiful. I only had the one in Carrera. It was the black version. I can't even remember the number. Right now, mine doesn't. I think it doesn't even have a motor in it right now because it burnt out. And I never replaced it because it was a Ford. Why would I do that? I'm an asshole. Hold on, my chat's not moving. Let me see here. Oh, everybody's still saying hi. Sounds like I'm doing like guns when I was playing a kid. Shotgun! How you doing tonight? I haven't talked to you all week this week, have I? Except for a few jokes I may have sent here and there. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, you do. Well, I don't necessarily want the circle, but it won't fit in the circle. And then I found some square ones that were longer rectangles, and I can't get it to fit in that either. And I think I have to do an editing of the photo, bring it down before I can send it over to, because it won't show the whole picture. I don't know if it does it on the sticker, if you were to print it out that way, but because I can't see it in the image they're showing me, I don't want to order it and then find out that's all that you're going to see. That'd be a waste of money. So I try to. You suck at painting figures. You do all that good work on cars, Tad, and you can't paint figures? It's not hard, man. I mean, it's not easy either. If you're trying to get it depends on how detailed you want your characters. How you doing, Clearwater? Beautiful. Welcome, buddy. Trying to catch up on everybody here. Sorry. The chat's going faster than I can catch up on. Yeah, so Chad must have seen that too. The Slotosaurus Rex. Yes. He's got his own billboard, and that's what it says on it. He's already taken over, man. So Freddie's got his own billboard. He took over Shane Hughes' old billboard. That's what I got mad at him about the other time. Yeah, I've been working some overtime. I've actually been training the guy all week too, so that's a little money every freaking day to go with my paycheck. So it's nice. I could use a little recuperating after all the money I spent lately. Yeah, back to my story. I'm still trying to catch up on the chat, guys. If I've missed your name, I'm sorry. I'm kind of scrolling kind of fast. I know what Marty feels like at the moment, except he's got, he'll have 85 people before he ever comes on live. Yeah, and my buddy at work, he has left the company. So now it's just me from the original crew that worked there. I've been there 15 years, and he's been there much less than me, but he was the last one I knew. And he went on vacation till the end of the month, but he starts a new job at another place. And I understood why he did it, so it's all good. Been busy around the house. Unfortunately, yeah, I've had very little time. I have done a couple things, and I'll show that in my video. I'll probably get one this weekend. It's not that I don't want to get the videos out to you guys. It's just I don't want to throw slop at you. I want to show you guys some, actually good footage of stuff. So you can see, and even in that video I put out Monday, it was blurry. You couldn't hardly, I had cleaned the lens off. I was using my phone, and it still seemed like it was blurry. But the good thing I did, I just decided to go ahead and delete it, so nobody had to see it. But I did know I had 7 views. The finger said it was fine, but I was like, no, I don't like the fact that all my sounds were off that I added to it, and my texts were off. They should have been a lot closer to where they were supposed to be. And how we doing? You at work tonight? Or today? I'm sorry, it's today. It's Friday for you guys. Welcome to the last day for the weekend, right? Lord. You're done? You're done with what? You're done with work? What time is it over there? No, you're getting ready to go to work, aren't you? It's 6:46 here. That would make it, that's why I got the times on my phone. 9:48 in the morning there at Melbourne. So you're 15 hours ahead of me. Yeah, Brisbane's 9:48 too. You guys are on the same time right now. You say the whole month is flying by. It is getting away from me so quickly, and I don't know if everybody else feels that way, but it just seems like, and it hasn't been a good way. It's been a struggling every week. You're kind of like, man, this week seems long, but it's at the same time you're looking at the month, you're going, we're almost at the end of it already. So, and we're going on Memorial Day weekend, which I'll remind you that Memorial Day weekend celebrates the soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice. It has nothing to do with veterans themselves. That's for Veterans Day. I know a lot of people have come up to me in the past and they've come, yeah, thanks for your service. Thanks for your service. I said it's Memorial Day, but I don't say anything really. But I'm like, education-wise, it's celebrating, or actually, it's more or less a mourning of the people who gave their lives for the freedoms that we do have. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there as a little thing for everybody. If you weren't former military, you might not pay attention to that, but yeah, that's what it's. Yeah, we still celebrate with cooking out and grilling. That's fine. It's family time. I mean, it's you're celebrating your freedom. You got somebody saying, well, depending on what city you live in, you can't have any open fires. I can too. I own this property. Unless you got an HOA. Oh, let's not go there. And so I was talking about Rob's sale and that direction, and so I decided to go ahead and purchase me a GT40. This is also a BRM. This is the blue number 2. And I think Shane showed he had the red one, which is a beautiful car. I actually liked it when I seen it. I had looked at this. I thought when I originally saw this car, they had it in the Revo slot size, and I don't like Revo slots. But yeah, I know Eric has a Ford. Just keep it between us. Don't let Rob know I've got one. But this one runs great. It has a little bit of a chatter. I think the gear mesh is off, so I still have to pop it open. I'm not going to do that here because you know how I am. I keep it dark in this room when I'm doing my lives. I was looking at something, though. Maybe it's not the same. So, like, you see the motor pot. See, because I don't have enough light in here. You see the motor pot here, and it goes up, and you got your... I thought that was, that's just the normal motor pods I see on BRMs or Revo slots or things like that. But I'm trying to figure this one out. If any of you have got this car, maybe you can tell me, or if it's just an extra structure. But if you look at that, let me get the mic up, boy. You got these 2 plates here, and then this piece is connected up here. But it looks like you're pivoting these 2 pieces. Maybe somebody could correct me on that. These look like the bolts for the motor, the motor pod, but I never understood why it was split like that. Why would I just have it so you could float the whole thing? But she is a beautiful car. She was chattering, and I won't lie, she's a keeper. I really like the BRMs. You really can't go wrong with them. You can still take these. My nameplate was in the way. Oh, is that better? So then, I got that wheel in there, and I never bring it out here. I used to keep it in this room, and then bring it around the back side. I'll go over the top. It's got pretty good detail on it. Driver's kind of a plain Jane. He's just white helmet, white suit. It does show the black seat belts, but when I put drivers in my build cars, I try to make them a little more detailed to what's going on. It is a very nice car. And there's no wings to break off. That makes it even better. And I don't put the mirrors on these BRMs or my Revo slots because I know they're going to come off. Yeah, it is a beautiful paint, don't you think, Mark? I mean, like I said, I thought it was made in the Revo slot, and then I had seen it, and it was somebody listed on, I think it was eBay at the time. They listed it, and maybe it was one from the past. I don't know. It looks like white walls, but it's not. It's actually just silver wheels. Let me get it up there a little closer without going focus. That's just the outer rim of the wheel. It's not. I thought that too when I first looked at it. I go, I don't remember being white wall. And then the edge you see on the edge of the tires is from the dust on my track, which is a constant thing as you're building. You keep throwing dust back on your track. I do buy a new air compressor so I can kind of get that stuff off a little quicker. But yeah, it's a nice car. Yeah, I recommend if you don't have a BRM, you should at least try one. They're a little pricier, but you don't need to change over if you're doing a career truck, you don't have to change it over. It will run off 12 volts. So I don't see a reason to put in a extra power supply on my track. Now my Carrera does run slower than these do. So I probably won't be buying too many Carreras unless it's just an absolutely beautiful livery and I like it, but I think I'll stay away from them on that end. Not that I won't buy Carrera cars, I'll buy the 132s. I'm just not going to get... If I get one more 124 for a Carrera, it'd be just to match it. It'd be a BMW like the one I have, so I could at least have a buddy for it to race with. Other than that, I don't think I'd buy another one. I'm trying to get to the point where I don't really buy cars, and I won't lie. I've talked to a couple people. We were talking about, we were at the end of the year. We were like, yeah, this is where we're going to be. We're going to go ahead and stop buying cars and, take it way down, just buy one or two a year or whatever. And so far, every one of us has failed. You know what I'm talking about. Most of you out here know what I'm talking about. Tozu, welcome. Man, I've been trying to keep up with all your posts. It's been a little difficult here for me lately because I've been training a guy, so I can't sit and watch my videos during the day. So I'm behind on everybody. You've extra. I've exercised the demons in my camera. Hopefully, I hope. Last night I was using that one that I did for the. If you guys remember, I did that overview. It looks like a full body camera, and it's got anyway. And I originally did it in 4K, but I had the frames per second up too high. And if you remember, I tried to move it around, it would throw everything all over the place. I tried to do it in 720 and 1080i. It looked pretty good, but what it is, it's got a screen. I'll just bring it down here. I keep my cameras in here. So you got your little, let's turn on over here. You got your screen here, okay, and then you got your record button back here. I don't have the memory card in it right now, but so it'll say hello, and you hit record, and it'll tell you it's getting ready to record, and then it'll start doing the timer. Well, while you're doing this, you're trying to make sure you keep the car in shot. All of a sudden, the screen goes black, and you can't see anything, and you have to touch another button to bring it back up. Well, if you touch the wrong one, now you've thrown it out of focus or whatever. So I'm a little disappointed in that because it just shuts. I'm like, it should stay on as long as I got this thing open, and it doesn't do that. But it'll shut off automatically when I close it. But it's been a nice little camera for, I don't know. And this just slides off, so you can put the lens cover on it. But it's just a little, well, this one says it's at 8K. I haven't got it to work in 8K. Plus, most people have 4K, so why would you need the 8K? Sort of like the resin printer, right? I got an 8K resin printer. It worked well. It was working really good. I gotta get a hold of Daniel. I still can't get the. I lost the software somehow in it, and I tried to go online and get it off of the Creality site because that's where it's a Creality printer, and cannot get it. Can't get it to work. I downloaded it on the thumb drive. The last time I tried the thumb drive, it said it was corrupted, which is what it said whenever I went to print something. I put it in, and it said it was corrupted, and that's when I started having all the problems. So, but that's another issue altogether. Let me see here. So some of the things you guys are all working on out there. I got one more thing to show you, but I'll show you in a minute. That one came from Chris. I just got it today. And I won't lie, I'll tell you, Chris, right now, I love it. That is awesome. That was right up my alley. I really love it. I appreciate it. I've got it set up over here so I can show everybody. And now I understand the breakable thing. Your wife did the right thing. Because it probably would have. It probably, you know how mail carriers are. They don't care. They throw your, it's like Ace Ventura when he was throwing that box around. That's how the mail carriers are. I've gotten boxes that are all stuffed up and everything else, beat up. One of them was half open because it ripped on something. I'm like, really? But so yeah. Let's see here. Oh, you're just a tad here. Okay. I wired up a 6-light Lionel Yard light set yesterday. Still have to install it. Now you're doing so Clearwater, do you do a HO or do you do O scale? I think you had an O scale, didn't you? Yeah, was I wrong? I think I saw it on the backside of your track there. Or do I have the wrong person altogether? It's possible. They are. I was trying to do something like that further. Here's my dilemma with lighting. So I'm trying to add a little bit of Christmas lighting to mine around the track so it could help light up the track itself. But at the same time, I have got plenty of the light kits from Magnetic Racing that I don't know that I would actually have. I don't know if it would be too much light or. Yeah. Well, if you've ever watched mine before Clearwater, I've tried to put my O-scale train into my layout, and I tried really, really hard, and I've tried several different ways, and I cannot. The only thing I could do is put it all the way around the whole track, and that means building the table out wider, which leaves me less space to get around it. So you're selling all your train stuff. Well, that's not good. Why are you selling it? I mean, I'm a big train fan. I like trains. Mine started with the Christmas Village, Christmas trains, things like that, and that's where I stay. Um, I'd love to have one of those Lionel big boys, but I ain't paying $1,700 for one. So, not even if I had it. That's a pretty good purchase just for a train. And yeah, it's been in boxes for 25 years. Mine's sitting in boxes and on a table right outside this wall here because that's where I moved it to after it came out of that room. And I haven't had a chance I haven't really got the table all together so I can start putting it back together. It was supposed to be part of my video for Christmas time this year. And, that's what I was explaining. Well, I don't know if I explained it yet because I took that video down, didn't I? Never mind. I'll shut up now. I do have some cars I'm wanting to work on. Because of course you guys see my Oldsmobile 2 weeks ago. I've got several models up here, so I got to get some more brass, and some of them might not be going anywhere, so I'll probably get some HR kits for them, or like the Oldsmobile, I bought a slotted universal for it, so that's what's working on. That's what's going to work on that one. I was going to enter Harry's the 30s cars for the Summerfest thing he's got going on. I talked to Dave about it, and he says, it's going to be 32, 37, I think is what it was. So I went out and went to my local hobby shop, and I picked up a 32 Ford. Yes, there's another Ford, guys. But the problem is, the camera's probably going to go out of whack. The problem is, here we go. Come on. Come over here. Come to Papa. Hey, you guys want to watch my Xbox back here? Watch all that stuff on there. Now you see my mic. Give me a second to get this camera back where it needs to go. Come on. There's my ugly mug. Come down. Come down. It's always backwards where you're trying to go with it. And it's still not locking up on me. There we go. That blocks my chat, so I can't leave it up all the time. Dojo! Welcome. So it was actually a Hot Wheels 1932 Ford. And here's what I'll tell you is the problem. It's a modern motor. And this was not a standard in the 32, so it's too modern. And I was told I probably couldn't use it. So, disappointment because I'd already opened the box. I was going to start getting it painted that night I bought it. But I think I'll still do it because I came up with a color scheme for it. I will still build it for my own track. Unless I make it a convertible. I mean, I guess I could do that. But it's got the modern motor and not have to find another one. And because the theme is jalopies. And it's coming up here in July, and I'm not ready for it. But since I've gotten into I was talking to you guys about building cars last time. I thought I'd finally get one in one of those. So I guess I'm going to be shooting for the one in around the end of the year, or January. The January they have that one, I think. Shotgun Dave would know if he's still here. Sometimes he goes and makes dinner at this point. Yeah, Toju, how do I reach you? Your email's is it on your site, on your page? Or on your channel, I mean? So I'd like to get, I like people's stickers. I just not necessarily got you. Is it January? Thank you, Tad. Thank you. So I'd like to work on one of those that actually, I'm going to do a brass chassis. I still have a brass chassis kit. I did snag the wood guide out of it because the other car, I lost it on my Cobra car. So I took it out of the box and put it on that one. So I had it. And I've been moving things around. I still haven't found that darn thing. I went through all my little shelves here with all my different equipment. I can't find it nowhere. It's also on channel About. Channel About. Nolly Green opening. but there was 40 people in the checkout line, so I just left it. Yeah, I get you. I wouldn't. I don't know if I could have stayed that long either. Good price. Yeah, that's what I hate about stores. When they first open up, they do all these big sales, but so many people are going to check out what the new store is. Are you really saving money? Because now you're wasting time, and time and money have to kind of even out, don't they? That's how most things work in life. Except your hobby, you always seem to put it on the back burner, right? The funny thing is, I really don't. Um, I'm down here every single night. I very rarely take a night off to do something else. I'm in there planning, scheming. Aren't we all? um, I'm always trying to do something, and then sometimes I build some things, but that doesn't work out right, so I end up tearing it back out. So you guys never see that stuff, because I'm trying to get a certain look. I've talked to the Fingers about some things on that too, and Chris, and of course Dave and Shane. We're okay ones in there. My daughter and I were okay. I guess I'm missing it. What's one in Evansville and one in Vincennes? Well, welcome, Colt. He decided to jump on his own channel here. All right. I was meant to. I haven't even seen your guys' show from Saturday. I heard you, Colt, that you built a new track layout, and I have yet to see it. The Ollies. Do we have one coming in Evansville? We already have one up there on Diamond Avenue, don't we? I forgot it's over there. I haven't been in it. I go by it every day. Let's see here. We're the only ones. LOL and Ollie's. Yeah. I forgot it was over there. I look at it all the time, but I just don't remember. When you said Ollie's, I was just not picturing it. I knew what it was because I'd seen it in other places before I ever saw it here. So it was, I haven't been in there. Do they have anything worth the darn? I mean, obviously they had a model for $11 if you can wait through the line, and our Ollie's has been around a while. So if it's still for $11, I could probably go pick it up pretty quick. You wasn't impressed with ours? I'm never impressed with Evansville's versions. When you go somewhere else, like my brother lives up in Columbus, Indiana, and I've gone up through there. And we go to stores there, and they got all this. They have a lot more stock and a lot more impressive stuff. And then you come down here thinking you can find it, and it's like they don't want to stock nothing. It's like I don't know how to explain it. Me and Chad would probably be the ones that understand, or anybody else. Well, there's a couple other people that live down here. They'd understand what we're talking about. I see people saying they're having a lot of model. They have lots of model cars, not in the two I've been in. I can find model cars. Well, Walmart even sells them now. I mean, a select few, but you can still get models at Walmart, and they're pretty cheap. Especially around Christmas time for some reason. I think the toy industry is running out of ideas, and I think model cars and stuff like that are going to come back pretty strong because I'm meeting more and more people that are way younger than me, that don't know what a slot car is, but they're doing model cars. Oh, is it like model cars? I said, well, yeah, you can make a model car and turn it into a slot car. So their fishing lures are cheap. Okay. You're very choosy. I know my ABC Hobby here in Evansville. He's got a lot of models. It's not the most organized, but he has started to break it down, like a Ford section versus your imports and Dodge and Chevy. I had a hard time finding Chevys though, because he's got a bunch of Ford pickup trucks. Because I was looking at that for your thing, Tad, that you were talking about. I only found a couple of Chevy trucks, and then, believe it or not, I reached out to Shane on this because my printer's down. I was supposed to print him a couple of Holdens. Well, they have a 124. He had 2 boxes that just came in that day of the 124 scale Holden models. They were the 350 GTS. So I asked him if you want it. He goes, no, I don't want one in the 124. And I'm like, well, wow. I thought he'd be excited about it, and I was wrong. I might pick one up for myself. Then, that's the other thing. Okay, so even like, I'm sure Colt has done some models himself. You turn those into slot cars. Now, I wouldn't suggest it to us guys that like our cars that we build, but you could build a few of them just to wreck them. Make them the terror of the town. Make them have wings, right, Colt? Yeah. Well, yeah. He only had the 124 and 125s. He don't have much of 132 at all. More, and 132 seems to fall into the aircraft and military vehicles more than regular cars. So, which is fine when I go to put some jets over the top of my layout, like make them look like they're flying over. But I hate my hobby town. And Tad, if you've been there, you'll probably agree with me. They only do basically the only thing you can really find in there. You can find a little bit of everything, but RC cars is it. The 3/4 of the store is RC cars, and even the one that moved right across from our ABC hobby. Like, you're not going to put him out of business because he's got a lot more stuff. Like, if I go in there for trains or slot cars, they'll have like a scale electric set and maybe a couple of the mini cars for it and stuff like that. And they've got some Carreras. I bought when I first got my first Carrera set, Evolution set. I bought 2 from there just to see, because I had already seen a video that you could run them on a 124 scale track. So you don't see much of you don't see many HO tracks over there. And as a matter of fact, trains are the same way. You can get HO, but they don't really carry much of anything related to trains. You might get a little bit of scenery stuff, but it's not much. Mainly just in-scale track is what I've seen over there. And so it's kind of a disappointment. Ours is a disappointment. Because you're saying a hobby. You're saying USA hobby. You should be about all the hobbies. And I don't understand that. I mean, I understand if that's the big seller, you want to make money and you want to push that, but you got to leave room for the people of us that are still alive that can go ahead and build, want to build slot cars. and that's it. You got kids that walk into your store going for these RC cars, and now they've got no advertisement for any other hobbies that are in there, really. I remember when the rockets were popular, everyone wanted to build the rocket and fire it off. And I was always excited because you see it at the store, but when I went into a hobby store, there was so much crap you didn't know where to start. And we had RC cars, but they weren't like the ones they have now. When I was little, you're just happy to get a little crawler car or something like that. I haven't been flying for long, but I sure have experience. He exceeds his age. Yeah, RC is taking over, but I remember Marty saying that he who has the most money wins those things. So, what? We'll buy a 132 resin printed HQ if you'd like to make another one. What? You lost me. I always wanted a remote control helicopter when I was a kid, but they weren't these ones that are like they have now that are a little easier to control. And they'll even tell you don't want one of those professional ones because they're still harder to control. But I don't remember what movie I saw that on when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, I gotta have one of those. But these dogs are gonna keep barking. Well, good morning, Shane. Welcome. Your name was just brought up a few minutes ago. Don't worry, it was something good about you. Oh, my daughter did come home. This is it. This is excellent. Welcome home, Daisha. Actually, I found more at Michael's. Yeah, Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby's kind of run out of business with stuff there at ours. Matter of fact, I went in there a few weeks ago. I was looking for. Well, my wife was looking for fabric because she just started doing sewing and embroidery and stuff like that. I was looking for something else, and I went down that aisle because I always take a look, and they don't have much of anything. There's like nothing. It's yeah, man, it's just terrible. There was nothing really there. Uh, like they had some cool kits for like science kits and stuff like that, but they didn't have any. They've gotten rid of most of their train stuff. Um, their slot cars are almost non-existent. They still have model cars. That's another place you can still get some. I don't think they have that big of a selection because I mean I know there's a couple of them that I liked, but I can get them at ADC Hobby and I'll just go there. But late night, late morning, or later morning. Oh, gotcha. This whole friggin' month's been late. That's what we were talking about earlier. Our hobby store just closed, mostly trains and RC. Yeah. Yeah. I think they do have some RC stuff at ours still, but yeah, there's no. As a matter of fact, I bought an N scale. I originally had an N scale train that my dad gave me, and I had no track for it. And I happened to go in there one time, and because somebody had taken the engine out of this box for an N scale kit, they sold it for $5 for everything else. Well, so I picked it up. I was like, "Yeah, I finally got a track," and the train ran on it, but it wasn't that great. I tried to clean it up and lube it up, and it would go for a little bit and then it would snag, and then you couldn't get anything. Makes his own. Chad Finger makes his own underwear. He don't need underwear. He's an AI. Remember? Oh, you might have been around when that started. What will you do now? What will I do now for what? Or who are you talking to? Whitey tie dyes? Tie dye? I always prefer Joanne and less fabric anyway. Yeah, I get you. I might agree with you there. Oh. Somebody say David was in here? And if so, which David? I didn't. I'm trying to follow the chat. Oh, there he is. You see, welcome. I kind of showed some things over. I did want to kind of show. Well, it's going to be harder to do because I don't turn this light on. I don't think I can get that camera over here. So I might have to just bring it all over to you guys. Let me see here. I'll get rid of this comment in the middle of the way. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring it over. I have something to put it on. Anyway, you guys, it's not slot cars, okay? So don't criticize me, because I do trains, slot cars, Christmas Village. It's all in my bio. I'll start with these. It's freaking beautiful, and his wife made sure that they were packed really well. Is what he was telling me, and that way they wouldn't break. I mean, they're pretty heavy pieces, so this is going to look cool. I know exactly where I can put this when I get this layout going. If not, I got a place to put it anyway, because I don't have any of that stuff in this room. There's 3 more pieces, guys. So you got your little Santa Claus with the kids on his lap, and what is that one on the side? I thought I saw. Oh, I thought it was a dog. Never mind. It's candy canes or whatever right here in a little basket. So that's the set. That's after the tender. And you got the kids with the Christmas tree. That would be great if I could just do this. Oh. Make you feel like you got a real Christmas tree train going right by the bottom of the screen if I can get my camera to work right. But yeah, that's got a bunch of kids doing the caroling and the Christmas tree decorating. And then last but not least, it says Hometown Sports. And it's got soccer balls, footballs, all kinds of tennis rackets. There's a little bit of everything. Bowling pins, boxing gloves, skis. But yeah. Oh. Woo woo! You'll not see that on anybody else's slot card channel, so there you go. One time only. But no, I love it. I absolutely love it. Because at the end of the day, Christmas is what I prefer over everything. That's why everything's Christmas themed. And that's why every year around Christmas time, I struggle with my layout, because that used to be the Christmas room, and I want to put it back so the whole family can go down there and enjoy it. I get so yeah. Now you know. That's why things never happen at Christmas time for me. But yeah, that's quite a bit. Like I said, Chris got that in there today. I had no idea it was coming. He's like, he did say something about sending the package out, and I vaguely remembered it. And then today he's like, "Did you get my package yet?" And I go, "Oh yeah, he did send one out, didn't he?" Because I sent it out Monday, and I was like, "I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm on my way home." And I'm thinking it was an envelope, so I opened the mailbox. There's nothing in there from him, and I was like, "Okay." So I walked up the stairs to my house, and I almost tripped over the darn thing, but I was like, "Oh, there's a box here," because they put it behind my planter right there by the door, so it's actually a old whiskey barrel, and I don't drink, so go figure. But so it was sitting behind there, and I almost tripped over it trying to go to the door, and I'm like, "Oh, here it is." And I was like, and then I was remembering, I brought it in, I let him know it was there, and he's like, "Well, it's a deceiving package, because it might be breakable." And I was like, "Oh, I understand that." So yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Fox and Walls, love the card. Thank you very much. Slot Card Journal. Oh, we're gonna have some fun with this. All these characters, because mine's a whimsical layout, guys. I don't want it to be normal. I do. It will be more race themed going forward. I can explain that in another one. I guess I could explain it. We got the time, right? So originally I was trying to make it a whole Christmas village look, as in like it would be if it was a train, because that's originally my idea was a village, the train, and the slot cars together. Going forward, because I've got the G scale train that fits the 132 and 124 scale close. That I can have going across the back of my track, which is the video you haven't seen. It's not going to really be a moving train. I mean, it'll go backwards or forwards, but it's just so I can use the Polar Express there and then use my actual O gauge Polar Express on the regular layout. And now I can combine my train table with my slot car table, and so the G scale will be on that side, but then I'll have the 140 third cars track on the train side, and I can make them link together from two rooms. And it goes into a tunnel. Let's say the train goes into the tunnel here. Well, you don't see it no more. Well, then next thing you know, I'm popping the scene where I'm headed to the racetrack. So I go to the racetrack, and here it is coming out of a tunnel there and stopping. And that's where the passengers get off to go see the race. So it gives me a little more room to play with as far as the theory of who's going to go to a race in a freezing cold weather. Well, it's magical. Yeah, what is everybody planning to do this weekend? I know you're going to probably run some cars. Anybody going big on the building a car this weekend? Maybe it really don't take that long. Hold them up more. I'm behind, guys. Hold what up more? My trains? No drifting cars in the underwear. Don't want any skid marks. 7 months till Christmas. No, Christmas is every day, guys. That's my theory. I mean, you think about it. Most people are, don't get me wrong, there's the depression and all the bad stuff that comes with Christmas. Honestly, not everybody has a great Christmas, but the idea behind everybody reaches down and does a little bit of humanity in themselves, and will say, at least to a stranger, Merry Christmas, or if you just say Happy Holidays. I'm a Merry Christmas kind of guy myself, but it's the fact that you'll just talk to a stranger when any other time of the year you could give a shit less about that person. You're just like, get out of my way. You know what I mean? So that's what, I feel like that if we do that more often, maybe the world would be a little better, right? Do a street takeover, Eric, with the street cars. Yeah. I have a GTO up there. It was my next 132 after I get this Olds done. And I haven't been messing with it here recently. So, like I said, I've been kind of slow. And upload slow. Yes. Yeah, I love it. I'm blessed to have friends that want to send me stuff. I I had no idea. You know, I know a lot of people have been doing this sticker thing, and I've been trying. Like I said, I showed everybody earlier. Maybe some of you aren't here, but I've got a few ready to go. I was going to create my own, and the others that already know about it, I'm having issues with the print getting on their stickers the right way, so I'm going to have to look into it a little more. But I'll probably go ahead and send these out. I think I got David, Tony Droney, Fox and Walls. I think I've got Ernie. Let's see here. Fox and Walls, Ernie, and Slot Card Journal Mark. And I'll probably send some more out because I've been writing everybody's addresses in a book as I get them because I was losing them before. I don't know how many times I asked for Shotgun Dave's freaking address. Just to send him one thing, and I said to him a few months ago, but I had kept asking, well, so what's your address again? And I've been asking it since that I got that resin mercury before we all got into, they got into the printing side. But when he got into the resin prints they were doing, I didn't send the car after that. But I sent him a little gift instead. And anyway, he probably was getting tired of me asking for his address because I'd write it down and then, I'd use a little book like this, write the address down, and then next thing you know, I'm moving it, throwing a piece of paper off of it that had something else on it, and it was stuck to it or whatever. So I might make up some, get on the sticker. It's a little pricey. I know people have already spent out the money, and they're nice. They really are. But the ones I've gotten, they're all really nice. I got Track Fans from when I actually was with Track Fans on my sticker used to be for sale at his place. I don't know if it still is. I got Fox and Walls. So I've got the Three Amigo sticker. I've got one of my own stickers. I got UC Slot Card Journal, Tony Droney. And then, of course, I've got stickers for Bonza, Magnetic Racing, Electric Dreams, Cloverleaf, Slot Car Corner, LEB Hobbies. I've got the other stickers kind of with the brands of the cards, but not everybody puts stickers with their brands. And then I've got my ones that are race related, that are over here on this, or they might be gun related because I keep some of my gun stickers up there too. Well, I was looking at them I looked at it on Amazon. Of course, you get bombarded with everybody, and they all look the same to me. Stocks are low here on the sticker front. Well, you sent them all out, guys. Now you got to make more. Yeah. Like I'd like to actually print out T-shirts sometime and just send them out. I know Jamal's doing something like that. I don't want to charge people for stuff like that. Because I appreciate your friendship, and hey, you want one of my shirts? Yeah, okay, I'll send you one. At my cost, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for the shipping and handling too. Now, if you want more than one, and I'll probably ask for something. Price goes up pretty quick when you put more weight on it. Trust me, I've sent too many things to Australia. 50 sticker mule. I did see that one, but I didn't go to it. Look for a special. I got 50 for $19. That's not bad. See, I'm wondering if I should, because you guys see my icon for my channel. But UC uses his for his channel as well. I originally thought that was different than his original channel logo. So, but he's actually using that. So I was like, well, that's the problem with mine, is because Slot Car Wildman's a pretty long name. I can get the icon, the Santa in there really good, but then I get most of Slot Car, or I can't get the S and the L, but I can't get the A and N on the other end. So when I center it on the sticker, so I just messaged me again. Stay active. Oh, this is the text you sent me earlier. Somebody else sent me something. Oh, Dave. Digger just responded to a joke I sent to him earlier today. And I know everybody could probably see those jokes, but it catches me at the moment. I just send out to my close friends that I think would actually appreciate the joke. Man, I kind of got off topic. I was showing all my Christmas I already got. It's not even July. We don't have. It's not Christmas in July. It's Christmas in May, right before Memorial Day. What a 1985 Motorola. I've been trying to read the chat, guys. I use stick reduct about the same, and print some special ones myself. Yeah, well, I can show you what mine look like. I'm actually sending two because one's just a little bit narrower. Now my camera's gonna go nuts. It doesn't like it. Oh, here we go. It's playing with me again. Wow, it does that every time I put the sticker in. So then you got that one, and then you got a little bit narrow one. But it was upside down. But I've wiped on them. I've done, I've got one that I actually did a little rip on it, but I've been using it and trying to put prints on it and rub it off and see if it leaks or what, I'm using a laser jet printer, but I'm using a inkjet printer with laser jet paper, and it's working. If you did it the other way, there we go. Normal tracking again. If I did it the other way, it probably would smear all over the place, because when I use it for printing on picture paper, I can let it sit for 2 days and I can still smear that thing all over the place as soon as I touch it. And I've actually done it when I've tried to put the glass over the top of it, and it's done that. So, yeah, I plan to send those out. It's not a lot, but these are ones I created myself, or took the image and made my own, bought the paper and stuff. I don't know if they're waterproof. I didn't look at that part. But laser jet is usually waterproof or dampness proof or something like that. But yeah, I originally liked stickers. I wasn't trying to get into the whole sticker thing. I originally liked stickers because it was some way to build your billboards when you didn't have one with one of the sellers out there. So my original billboards I bought were from Racetrack Scenics, because they had Boone, Dave Kennedy, George, Area 51, Marty from Two Lines. Yeah, I think I bought all that were available at that time. I haven't checked them in a while, and I was just because I had some issues with mailing on that part, and so I don't have anything against the company, but I can order from England and get it in 3 days, and I can order it here in America and it takes over a week. I prefer to get it quicker. What's that? That's because you're a far out kind of guy, Chris. Oh. Glossy sticker paper on an inkjet works great. If you have, let's put it up here so I can actually read it. If you have the right printer settings and decent ink. Yeah, I don't have I would like to get the one where you got the refillable ink. Mine's on a program where I pay $5 a month, and it just gives me the refilled cartridges, and it reads it. And the sad thing is, if I take it out of my printer and try to put it in somebody else's printer or another printer, it won't work. You have to wait for them to send one for your specific machine. It doesn't make any sense, because they pop in all the others. It's just won't work. It's basically visual software to watch me. Here, we'll go with the conspiracy theory. Yeah, and the figures, yeah, it is. I can order it from Magnetic Racing. 3 days every time. 3 days. I've done it several times, guys. It's 3 days. And I had a lot of issues with the other one getting them to me. It was when I first started buying those things to build. Like, I got a spectator stand, and I got the billboards with the signs, the Firestone, all the channels that were out at that time. And then I took down Dave Kennedy's. He made a comment. It was a long time ago, guys, and I just took it as he didn't want his stuff on other people's channels to promote their channels, and that's not what I was doing. But I went ahead and took it down because of that reason. So I never put it back on. I just peeled it off, and I peeled the sticker off, made it another billboard, and I threw the sticker away. So that's why he's not seen on my track anymore. Because I thought, I didn't understand what he was trying to say. It was probably towards somebody else, but at the time I took it as, oh, okay. I bought it, but I guess I can't have it on my track. So I got rid of it. Anyway, yeah. And then I got Marty's, was free, but I had to ask for it a couple times. Um, Even though I typed it in the comments when I got it, I had to. He forgot to send it the first time, and then I had to contact him a second time because I still hadn't received it. He had forgotten again already to send it to him. It was just a bad experience. It's nothing against him. Um, I'm not trying to make a negative. I don't like bashing anybody because they make a good product. It's a thick laser cut wood. It's thicker than some of the magnetic racing pieces. Um, I don't have a problem with it. They're easy to put together. I just, like I said, I prefer to get mine in 3 days without paying an arm and a leg for it. God, I even brought it up. My old boss has a bag phone. I remember finding a bag phone once, and I had just, I was young, 18, 19. I was walking around I had it in my car. It was a piece of shit car, and I got this phone up to my ear trying to act like, hey, ladies, check it out. We were so stupid back then. Yeah. Well, I bought my BRMs from 132 slot cars. What the figures had originally turned me on to with the Revo slots and the BRMs, and that's where I think that's where I bought all of my cars from. BRMs from there. And he actually messed up an order. The Opel Kadett I got was not the one I ordered, but I didn't want to go through the trouble to send it back. And when I looked at the car I did order, it said it was out of stock. So I'm guessing the other guy got the car. And I did make contact with him, and there was never anything about an exchange. So I just kept the one I had. I still like the car. It actually looks really good. Just somebody's probably disappointed because I ordered the purple and green one, and they got that. If you were one of those guys that got the wrong car, you probably have mine. But then I did talk to, matter of fact, I'm going to bring it up while I'm here. I did talk to, I just talked to Daryl. Yeah, Daryl Rogers. He don't actually live that far from us, Tad. I don't know if you already knew that or not, but he goes up to, on Sundays, they have drag races there, but the rest of the tracks are open. So he goes up there and races on Sundays and invited me if I wanted to come up there sometime. I mean, I probably can't go every weekend, but maybe at least once a month and race on a wood track and have some fun with people and actually have somebody to race against. I said, yeah. I said it couldn't be this weekend, but I definitely want to do that. And so I want to extend it out there if anybody could just live in that area. Or it's about probably a 3-hour trip for me from here to Richmond, Indiana. I used to deliver there from plastic back in the day. They only had the one silo, and I delivered it there. But anyway, I knew they had a hobby store in that town at the time too. But I guess it's called Fast Eddie's, which is a restaurant here in Evansville. But yeah, he reached out to me and asked me, and it was kind of cool. I'm glad it made it out here with no damage too, because then I'd be showing it to you, and you'd be like, "Oh man." I think your wife would be mad. What do you think, Chris? You think she'd be upset? It's the thought that counts, man. I don't ever look at things for, how did I explain that? Because I have a tendency to say the wrong words and it comes out the wrong way. I moved to Florida in 2003. It was really expensive to keep analog service on the car phone. So I nixed that. Yeah, I think my first one was those Motorola flip phones that, about the size of your hand. You're like, hello? And it was pretty expensive at that time for you to even get the service. God, that's been a long time ago. The only reason I got it is because a friend of mine worked for Motorola there, and he got me a discount on the phone part of it. And yeah, so it worked out. Now everybody's got phones, and I don't like to carry mine on me. I've left my phone in my truck for the weekend a couple times. If you call me at work or something like that, I don't bring the phone out of my truck. It stays in the truck the whole time. So if you don't reach me right away, it's usually because I'm away from the phone. And I keep my phone in silent mode because I don't like the noise going down the road going ding, ding, notification. I'll look at it when I get stopped somewhere. So that might be the other reason you don't get on me. I don't see it until later. Digger! It's been a long time since I've seen you on here. I mean, you may have been on here 2 weeks ago for a bit. Yeah, we haven't talked in a while. We're going to get together. We got to send just jokes to each other. You have a track phone for a backup? I take a lot into Chicago just in case. Yeah, I'd avoid Chicago, man. Take it to Chicago just in case I get mugged. Yeah, if Illinois would just pass their laws a little better, you could protect yourself even better. Let's not get into that subject. I will not get into politics that way. Let's not do that. It's your burner phone. Nice one, Clearwater. I have to laugh at that one. Is that your burner phone? Yeah, we don't really know who DeFingers is, do we? Yeah, I'll be friends with everybody. I don't have a problem until you give me a reason not to be friends with you. I didn't really have any friends until I came on here. And there's a lot of you I call really good friends. So I think it's pretty much everybody that's in here right now. And that's not because you're in here. But you're the guys that constantly show up, and I try to show up for you guys too. Except Ernie over there at Easy. Saturday nights is really hard for me to do. There's always something going on, and I'm usually the last one to know in my house. We had a conversation about this last week. I don't know until the last minute. Oh, we're having a cookout. Oh, I didn't know. And I'm sitting there telling people on channels, oh, yeah, I'll be there. And then, so now I've been kind of being quiet about it, and I don't tell you if I'm going to be there or not. Same things happen kind of with Marty's channel. I'm there, and then sometimes I'm not. Or I'm halfway there, and then I'm gone. But anyway, I don't want to talk about myself. I was trying to get people interested in seeing who took some advice on the cars. Hey, Deborah, welcome. Or even gave it a thought. I thought it was a really good subject. I think it was presented really well by the guys. Great thanks to George, Dave, and Shane for coming on my live with me and doing that. I actually learned a little bit more myself. I talked to Dave quite a bit. Yeah, he helped me with the first car I tried to build, which I never completed, so I might be able to turn that one in for January because I never actually placed it right. That 55 Chevy, if they do that model state for. I didn't talk to you about that either because I think they do the same kind of thing every January. Do they not? That'll probably be the one to answer this again. Yeah, Deborah, I haven't seen anything new from you lately. You had that last song. What was that called? I got to listen to part of it, and then I got interrupted, and I didn't make it back to it. It was recently. It was within the last week. So I'll try to get back and listen to it. I'll let you know. I shouldn't have brought it up until I knew the actual title of the song. The Olds, it's kind of still sitting still because I don't have an interior for it. I have drilled the 2 lights for this, and I can drill 2 more, and I have enough lights in there. What I need to find is something small enough to mount all my lights to before it goes to the motor pod or the motor itself. Because it will probably have, I put orange lights in here, and it actually looks really good. I'm not putting the camera very well, am I? And then I would like to get the silver rims for the front, the aluminum, because if I put the wheel inserts in, I want them to look. I want the whole car to look the same. So yeah, I'm not holding it high enough, like the figure said earlier. But I really want to get it on the road, but I probably should just put a playing card, like Dave's told me before, and get it going. I mean, I'm pretty sure this already runs. I think I ran around the track a couple times just to make sure. I just got to get I didn't print it where I have posts in there to hook it up, so I got to come up. I've seen something where somebody was using tongue depressors or, your popsicle sticks. I have a box of like 3,000 up there. I never use them. I bought them originally so I could do more stretch builds on scenery. And I seen a guy who put them like he places them on the back, like in here, and then he'll put another one up here where the that mounts. And then when you bring your car down, you can actually put a screw up through the body or the bottom of the car to go right up into the wood, and that holds it in place. And you can actually back it off. But I'm wondering how well that works. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, well, if the screw comes loose, because screws don't hold in wood very well. Well, they don't hold in plastic very well, I guess, either. So I guess it would probably be about the same. At least wood, you could probably take the end of a toothpick and stick it in there and or super glue it in there, break it off, and sand it down, and you fix the hole so you can put it right back in there with another, put your screw right back in. So that's an idea. But I really want to get it on the road. This is the Slotted Universal, and it's an angle winder. I was going to go for top performance. I don't know if this is the motor I'm going to stick with. I don't know how that works. I know I could probably get a Predator motor for it. This is slotted, which slots run good. But I was thinking, putting a little bit harder motor in it for speed and stuff, just for my own liking. My track's it's big, but it's not that big where I can just wide open everything. I would love to be able to do that. That's why I wouldn't mind going to Richmond and take, he says you bring your cars up. I'm sure he would be bringing, we were talking about the NSRs and Thunder Slots at the last we talked. I was really excited. We were talking. He's like, well, what cars do you have? And I was like, yeah, I got some Thunder Slots. I got NSR. I have some Revo slots, but I'm not a fan. They're a beautiful car. Revo makes a beautiful car. I don't want to take the time to learn how to tune them that well. And when I get it in the mail, I want to just place it on my track and run it for a minute and just enjoy the fact it's a new car. Does that make sense to anybody? So sometimes you feel like you're excited when you order the car, but when you get it and you're like, oh, it doesn't run right off the bat. You kind of disappointed yourself is what I feel like, and it kind of brings you down. I know Hub has put a few videos out on that since that time. I have not had the time to sit down with one and try and do it. I do have Marty has that same. He bought the same car, the Porsche that I bought. I got that, or I bought the same Porsche he's got. He had it first. The night and day livery on the car, on the Porsche. And he says his ran great. Mine did not. And right now it doesn't run at all. So I think the gears on it got stripped because I didn't know anything about gear mesh. And so I never adjusted it. I think that's what happened to it. So now I've got a beautiful car that doesn't run. The motor spins. I do know the motor spins. But I honestly, when you're spending that much damn money on a car, I expect it to be able to pull it out of the box and put it on the track without doing anything to it. It should, that should be with any product you buy in the world, for that matter. It should work right out of the box. Unless you're, it's a model, but the model better fit together, right? You better have the right tools for it, or at least on the box it tells you the right tools you have to have for it. That's just my opinion. Some people that are into that tuning side, I haven't got to that part yet. I'm more I'm trying to get to a point where I can just drive some cars for a while. Because he invited me up there for that thing at Easy Ease, or not Easy Ease, sorry, Fast Eddie's, and I'm like, yeah, I'm excited to go. And they got me really excited about it going. I was like, yeah, I gotta do that. And then immediately after, I'm sitting there, we had stopped talking, and I was sitting there going, well, shit, I don't know how to drive those cars on a wood track. I've never done it in my life. Your Revo tuning is getting better, Digger? Yeah. I need to look at that, but I was happy when he did say NSRs and Thunder Slots, because I love my Thunder. They're the fastest cars I got, and I think it's probably the fastest car in anybody's lot, unless they especially built one. But to buy out of a box, those Thunder Slots are pretty hard to beat. And I'm a big fan of NSR. So, but I've got a Ferrari and the two T70s in Thunder Slot. Because I like the first one so much, I bought another T70 because I like the body style. And then I bought the first Ferrari they put out. Oh, it's not Ferrari, but it's supposed to be. It's the red looking Ferrari. My what's this? The finger said expectations vary, but the cost now my experience is getting more critical. Yeah, expectations typo. Expectations getting more critical. I don't know what have to be my hands down favorite make of a slot car. I like Thunder Slot, and I do like the T70s, and I'm happy to have them. I know they make some Mustangs. I never got one, even though I thought about it because I remember Harry putting on his channel, and he was showing them back in the day on that. Which I haven't seen him on that track in a long time. There's a first circle track. You used to do that one all the time, and you'd see it. Anyway, but I went to that's when I first started even looking at Thunder Slots, and they didn't have that was the Mustangs and I think it was the D70s at that time. I'm like, well, they don't have much of a choice of cars. I mean, I was hoping for a little more. Now they're getting more, but and I didn't buy any by chance. I probably missed my chance on that blue one they came out with. I don't remember if it was it's a K&M car, I think, but yeah, they are. I won't lie. I was in love with that T70 the second I ran it. And it glided around my track. I really didn't have much issues with it. I did throw it off the track or do it out of the slot, but it was a really good car. So if you bought a Thunder Slot, which I know a lot of you have, but there's probably some new people out here. I want to talk about their stuff too. Thunder Slots they're expensive, but they're on the higher price like the NSRs and the Revo slots, but they're well worth the money. Again, pull it out of the box. But you don't want to have, I won't lie, you don't want to have a super small track. You could do it, but on a super small track, you're not going to get to open up its legs and let it run really well without it. If you got one of the, like let's say a starter kit, it's probably not the way to go. I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. You'll still probably have fun with it, especially if you're used to just running on that short track. But if you have a little bit longer track, you can kind of open its legs up or open, that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to disregard anybody from doing anything. Matter of fact, I'd like to talk to more people about the basics of getting into it because, there's cars for different reasons. I like the Class C by Slottits. Actually, there's not many classes I don't like. I can't think of one right now. And I was talking to it with Daryl about it. I was like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. That particular style of racing. But anyway, no negativities. How long have we been going, guys? I haven't even paid. Well, we're almost at an hour and a half. That's about the time I do it. Sorry, no guests this time. You just had to listen to me for an hour and a half. Hopefully, I brought up some things. I was really trying to get into more of the kind of the car thing, kind of carrying off from where that left. Yeah, you're right, Journal. Mark's right. The track can make a difference. Carrera's kind of slick, so it's good. It's a great track. You can do digital. You can so many things you can do on it. I also have a polycar track. Very, very strict grip on it. It's really, really good on grip. It does. I had problems with it with my, I think it was the NSR tires, or maybe it was the Revo slot. I was eating them up pretty quick on my little. And the other problem with the track was at the time I couldn't. It was new, so I had a hard time finding any of the corners, and so I still got the original tight corners that came with it. I'd like to have the wider ones, so I've kind of just put it up. Actually, I don't know if you can see it from here. If I stood up, maybe. Back over my shoulder behind those guns right there. My Gears of War. Yeah, that's where my polycar track is. And then I bought a bunch of, I think I bought was it 8 straights or 12 straights? And they're sitting there on a shelf in the other room. I've got them wrapped up and covered and everything. So I pull it back out again. I still got that HO set that you guys saw. I have not pulled it out of the box yet. I'm feeling a little dumb about it at this point. I'm like, I bought that thing 3-4 weeks ago, and I have not pulled it out of the box to run it at all. I haven't even tried to buy another car. Well, I did look at buying a car at one time, but they're the same price as the 132. It was a nostalgia thing. That's why I wanted it. Actually, I was talking to Shane when I went and purchased it. We were talking about HO 132, and then like, you know what? I need to get one of those. So that's what it is. I have the Auto Art Mustang GT. They have in the HO, they had this Mustang. It's got a metallic teal. Does that make sense? I'm not sure it's really teal. It's more of a silverish blue. I went like 37 for it on Amazon. That's actually a sharp looking car. I was going to pick one of those up and maybe something similar to it in a Camaro. And I had because mine's a 4-lane track on the HO. That's the other reason, as I went on to buy a 4-lane. So if I do get my kids over, we can just run a 4-lane and do the switch out on lanes. Run each 4 lanes with your times, and plus it's faster. I think my kids will like that more because they hold the track and they're a lot faster looking going down the track. And then hopefully I can push them up to the bigger track. They do race on the bigger track once in a while, but they come over a lot, and they don't even come downstairs at all unless I'm just sitting down in the office. Then they come down here and sit with me and talk. Yeah, because I ignore them even when they're here. I got things to do, people. I got YouTube videos to watch. That's usually what my problem is. Too old to change. Yeah, but your track looks good, and the things you've been working on looks really good. If you're still putting those on Instagram, are you? So I think the fingers still got on Instagram. You can take a look at it. Long straights, mostly R3s and R4 turns. Totally different than a monotone track with shorter straights and a lot of R1s and R2s. I've got a lot of I got a few R2s on my track presently. I don't have any R1s left, and I always said I was going to keep one on there because you never know if I go to somebody else's track and they have a career track, and I got to run around one of those corners, and I'd like to have a little bit of preparation for my own track to train me how to take a corner like that. Because you get used to certain corners. Matter of fact, on my track, that one corner is a really good hybrid. It's got a bunch of different cornering in it. On the backside, if you guys have seen my track, when I come around that corner, I end up wiping out most of the time. When you see my videos, a lot of times that's where you see me stop the video, and then all of a sudden you can tell it jump back in, and the car's moving again, and you're like, what the hell just happened? That's what happened. I de-slotted it. Yeah, because it's got, I think it's got 2s, 3s, and a couple of 4s in it. And it's all combined, so it makes that turn. And it's kind of an awkward turn because I'm trying to get it to go back the other direction to go underneath the bridge and then cut back over. And it made it tricky. And the thing is, I don't want to change it because I like the fact that it's not a perfectly smooth layout. You can't just, I think I would get boring mine's got good flow, but I think it would get boring if the whole thing was that way and you never had anything to challenge. And then I could later on add a little more to the further one. I could make it a little more janky, as you would say it. And but I don't plan to change my track for a while after this one. I wanted something smooth. I wanted it open because I wanted to be able to put more scenery into it because I like doing scenery. It's different with their. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, elevated track system. I like it. And that's from Racetrack Scenics. Am I correct? Brad's the price point. Mr. Tracks is not bad. Mr. Track. Oh, you guys are talking about RC? Yeah. Brad, T-Race. Wait. You got T-Racer Sideways coming? I like sideway cars. I've got a few of them. I've been trying to buy.
I'm not sure how to help you with that.
Oh, shut up, Alexa. Anyway, damn, she interrupted my thought. I'm trying to have a little bit of everything that are the main cars, so I kind of know how each one runs. Does that make sense? I think a lot of people do. But I also fell in the rabbit hole where I've got way too many cars. I know I do. So it kind of made me a collector. And I was talking to Daryl about that yesterday. That's kind of when the conversation. I wasn't trying to boast about how many cars I have because it really doesn't matter. I can only run one or two at the time, unless they're digital, and then I can put them all on ghost mode and put them on there. But I finally did get my jumper on my track, so I do have power to the whole track now. It's not as sluggish as it was. Variations is a good thing because my tracks in the past, I had two 415s. I had the 330 bank and I had the 330 flat. And then I had 160s, and then I added the twos and slowly weaned out the 160s and the 130s. And I've got a ton of them now, and I don't know what to do with them. But I also have an Evolution controller board. I could make another small track I thought about trying to put it in here somehow. Just on one of these desks. I thought about taking the printers back out of here and putting them in the other room. Put a little track there so I could show you guys, when I bring out cars like this, then I can put them on the track and put a camera on them and run them around real quick. Or, I won't lie, eventually I plan to get the camera work so I can live from here, and like Marty can do and George from Area 51, I can switch cameras and go to the other room and show you the track and have it run on there. But I'm working with cameras right now. And then I got to work on a controller issue because now that I got a wired controller, it makes it very hard for me to do anything with the camera because I'm holding the camera and I got to control the car. But then if it comes off somewhere or I want to get the certain camera angle, I can't reach it because the cord's only so long. And I've got those I told Marty this at one time, the high-end Carrera controllers, wireless. But I won't lie, I have a hard time using them now that I've got that. The other one's so nice and smooth. I know exactly how to hit it and get the car rolling. I put one on there. I think my oldest one came over once. We raced it that way. I put the other ones back on. I was out of the slot all the time. I couldn't control my car very well. It's what you get used to. Our cars hop up and go. Here's one for you. I don't know if you have one because I haven't paid attention. I did bring this up. I brought it up to Shane. I'm calling out all you Aussies. So I think one of you does, but why is there never any kangaroos on your guys' layout? You guys talk about kangaroos. You talk about how they're bad they are. They're like deer here. I never seen any kangaroos on your layout to make it more of an authentic Australian track layout. Just asking. Something to think about. And on that note, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I want you all to think about that. Why are there not any kangaroos on your layouts? Because a lot of you do scenery. And I know every one of you has got a pad area. You could put a kangaroo in there. I remember Pat talking about some kangaroos on a story we were talking about once. As well as Shane when he was driving down there a couple times. So, yeah, something to think about. Maybe we should all put kangaroos on our scenic layouts if you're into scenery. We can't get roadkill in 132. Yes, you can. You probably get a print of it, make it look like it's laying out, and then you just kind of paint a little blood on the road or on the side of the grass and have him laying just right beside it, and maybe see if you can find a way to make it look like his tongue sticking out. I love kangaroos. I just can't eat a whole one. Yeah, right. Oh, little Joeys. It can't be little Joeys. Oh, I saw one jump down my street the other day. They're actually going in town too. That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't think about that. You can go to the dollar store and probably get, like you get the old Army men. For a long time, I used to buy the Army men there. And actually, I haven't checked that out yet. Are army men about the same size as a 132 character? Maybe not as thick. Let's go back to what Journal sent me. Kind of this high. He could look like, let's try it this way, give you an idea. He could look like that grenade thrower they always had doing this. You know what? I'll answer this next live. Oh, there's a bush living in the area? Gotcha. Koalas and I heard you don't want to mess with either of them. Except for that lady that saved the kangaroo from the fire. I was actually shocked she didn't get the shit scratched out of her by that kangaroo. Because she took her shirt off to wrap. I understood why she took the shirt off. She didn't want to get clawed, but and that koala was burnt real bad. Yeah. Well, morning. 3 rooms, welcome. I'm getting ready to jump off here, but welcome. You have converted army into your track journal? They're I figure they're a little thinner, or maybe, a little thinner in the legs and arms, but I think the height's pretty close. I mean, enough to get away with it, especially if you painted them up. All right. He's coming in hot. Reminds me of a song. Oh. A huge wallaby would rip you apart. Yeah. Yeah, Shane has crocodiles on his property, killing off people, biting his people, but he doesn't have any killer koalas or and no kangaroos. Matter of fact, I sent him a bunch of mini Stitches from Lilo and Stitch. I haven't seen them if he's put them on there yet or not. Now I give up a secret. I'm probably going, shut up, bear. Drop bears are the worst. You got to cut the guns, ammo belts, etc. Yeah. Well, not necessarily. Being as I was former military, I could represent it as a military group in my layout at Christmas time. Doing a toy drive, right? So that's what mine's going to be eventually, is stories. I mean, eventually you're going to finish your layout and you're not going to have anything left to do. And not everybody's going to want to watch you run cars every single day. You got to put a story with it. See, I'm letting him say all his highs, and I'm going to go, all right, good night, everybody. But I don't want to go too much longer. I do have things to do. I've still got to feed my dogs. Dave, it's been a while. Yep. You haven't been on C-Chat till now? Did you just get home? Yeah, those huge wallabies do look like a bodybuilder. I wouldn't want to mess with one. I wasn't even thinking about it when she brought that up. I was like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't want one of those. Yeah, she said da fingers. Ha, ha, ha. Da fingers. Oh, no. Mark, I have a lot of army men pick up at the yard sales for grandmas. From grandmas. Oh. I'm gonna. We got a little dollar store in here. It's a little 5 and dime store. I could probably go in there and find some. They're probably not as good a quality plastic as they used to be. Roos are bigger than reds. Well, if you all Australian people haven't seen that cheesy Netflix, was it Netflix? That was a movie they put out. It was called Red. It was a zombie kangaroo going around killing everybody. And one of the main characters that started it all off was from Terminator, the Terminator movie. It was Reese, but he's a lot older now. Now I'm going to start talking about movies. Ex-wives are scary. No, I'm scary anymore. Once you have my kids, I did. I thought I had to jump through fire to make sure I could still see my kids. I found out later I didn't have to. Bucks shape up each other. Great show. Something. Oh, I always like the Rams when they butt heads like that. I'm like, how the hell do you? I mean, I know they got that thick cranium, but sorry, I had to pick up something. But damn, that's a hell of a way to freaking show your dominance. At the end, you got a headache. Like, I win! Somebody give me some damn Tylenol. I know, right? It's obviously became the topic now. Everybody's bringing up all the information on, yeah. A couple of inmates fronting each other slightly. Yeah, they're like, jump up, kick you. That's it. They should make another Matrix movie using kangaroos. Would that not be funny? At least we would probably make an AI video of that. Yeah, I miss Ruse when I'm on the MTV. That's scary. Yeah. Yeah, Shane told me how many he's run across when he was just going down there to Pat's or your guys' place a few times, and I'm like, are they really that bad? And I guess they are. We get that problem with deer, but I honestly think that your kangaroo problem is worse than ours, our deer problem. Not that I don't see enough dead deer every day, but Fox and Walls Road. Oh, well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night. I had planned on different topics, but I didn't know if I was even gonna make this live tonight. So, I grew up. We had 300 head of rabbit on my farm when I was a kid. That was our morning chore before we got on the school bus to go to school. Feed and water every damn one of them. Well, goodbye, David. Goodbye. I'll just say bye to everybody. It's a lot easier to say that. That's why I've been trying to just say hi to everybody, and then later on I'll say hi to all the people I missed when I'm in other people's chats, because, woo, it gets crazy sometimes. You can't keep up with everybody saying hi when you enter the room. All right, going to Chilean. I've never seen so many deer on the sides of the expressways. Well, thank you, Deborah. You have a good night yourself. Well, actually, it's a good day for you. Chillicothe. Oh, have you went over and seen Marty? Have you been to Marty's track there at the Fingers? 3 rooms. Sorry you came so late, buddy, but glad you showed up. I'm just trying. Well, now I'm almost at an hour and 45. I guess I could go 3 more minutes, right? Or 2 more minutes now. No. And my gift, guys, they really do mean a lot. If I didn't seem to stress that enough, I don't ever expect anything, and even Fox and Walls, they told me they made an agreement with me. I said, sure. I didn't really take it seriously, so next thing I know, they're telling me they sent the car off, and I'm like, what? You didn't have to do that. But I got it, and I won't lie, I love it. It runs really good. I just need to get on the camera. Just having issues this week, because I was like, I got those 2 cars in, and then I had that car that came in last week. Then I had Chris is coming today. I had Slot Car Journal. That one came in. That was it last week, or was it this week? It was last week. So I was going to try and put it in the Sunday video. And so I had to bring him in here because I didn't put a video up yet. And I don't want you guys to think I'm just taking it for granted, because it's not. It's awesome. Especially, I can get my Christmas tree back together before I lose track of it. That's what I need to work on. And, you guys are all my friends, and I'm glad you guys all showed up. My Wildling group. That's why I know I keep changing the name of it was No Reason Thursdays, then it went to No Reason Wildling Thursdays, then it went to Wildling No Reason Thursdays. I'll come up with the right name eventually. Just look for those 3 words, and you'll know when I'm going to be on. Except tonight, I put it up for an hour before I came on. Damn, Husey, what are you doing over there? You're not supposed to slam it all over the place. Now I got paint on every damn where. Did it fix some of the wall cracks that you had? Did it cover those over? Oh. There was minor blemishes on the wall. You just took care of it. That's all. Guys, y'all have a good night. And 2 weeks, I'll be back. Until then, I will see you guys in other chats, hopefully. And we'll talk then. All right. Good night.